My wife is a top-tier actress. I always thought she was a mature queen, cold and taciturn. Until I saw a post late at night, I saw a spoiled account that was repetitive and had hundreds of quarrels with netizens. I clicked into the account and saw that it was Ye Qianzu's second account. It's over. The cold actress has been exposed. On a hot post on a certain website, the poster posted, "What should I do if I feel that my cat is very scheming? My husband is a programmer with a high salary but very busy. We have a cat, and my cat pesters him as soon as he comes home, so my husband only touches the cat and not me. The cat has been sleeping all day, but it is energetic as soon as my husband gets off work. My husband is very smart and kind, so he can't see the cat scheming." When I saw this hot post, I felt that my cerebral cortex suddenly expanded. This sister is too crazy. She can actually be jealous of a cat. Looking at Yi Kranzu, who is combing the cat in the living room from a distance, I thought to myself that my actress, she is still good. Although she is usually cold and indifferent, it's pretty good to live like this. I continued to scroll down the post, and sure enough, the poster was scolded by hundreds of comments, and her reply was even funnier than the original post. The netizen asked, "Why do you emphasize that he is a programmer?" The poster replied, "I don't mean to emphasize it, but I understand it better. I went to school abroad when I was a child and later took the art exam, but my husband is a programmer in a large company, and he was the top scorer in science that year. Although my academic qualifications are not as good as my husband's, he definitely loves me more than my cat. This psychological gap will inevitably make my cat a little hostile to me." I couldn't help but gloat a little. Taiju's husband is really like me, but our wives' personalities are completely different. The netizen said, "A programmer in a large company, unless you say that your husband is a senior executive of a large company, I can still understand a little bit of the superiority between the lines in your words." The poster replied, "My husband is an algorithm engineer." What's wrong with an algorithm engineer? I just don't work overtime to write code every day. We code farmers are getting better, and the delivery date is handed over to Malang. I laughed. Academic qualifications are not transmitted through crosses. The poster replied, "But we are married. I knew you would be jealous before I posted it, but it's very realistic. That's human nature." The poster was really amazing. I laughed so hard that I felt dizzy and was about to turn off my phone to go to sleep. Before turning it off, I habitually clicked on the poster's profile picture and took a look, but at this glance, I was completely stunned. How come this cat looks so much like my cat? Ya Xianzun, I met through a friend's introduction. I am a programmer and she is a movie queen. Logically, we have nothing in common, but it is said that her family forced her to get married, so I got the chance. There is a family property to inherit, that's it. After getting the marriage certificate, I also very consciously told Yi Qianzu that there is absolutely no need to make it public, and her career is everything. Because of this, her agent sister Chen has always been very enthusiastic towards me. Although my movie queen wife is usually cold and indifferent, I am no longer a boy who pursues sweet love. For a social animal who is exhausted physically and mentally every day, Yi Qianzu is simply the perfect wife. She has a pretty face that is so beautiful that it infuriates both people and gods, and her figure is the best. When I come home from overtime, I can eat an extra bowl of rice just by looking at her face, not to mention that she is also a misophobia and doesn't like outsiders. Almost all the housework at home is done by her alone. Before I got married, I had irregular meals due to work pressure. After marriage, all these problems were solved, and even my hair fell less. Yikansu said that she often makes me a little overwhelmed in bed, is perfect in other aspects. As for being indifferent to me and talking less, that's nothing. But I really don't believe that she would post such squeamish remarks on a certain platform. Did I recognize the wrong cat? I wanted to find some clues from the homepage of that account, but Yi Qianzu, who had just finished taking a shower, pulled me into bed. "Honey, go slow. My waist, which has been sitting for a long time, can't compare with your daily exercise." I was so happy that I often shouted honey randomly, but Ikianzu was different. She never said anything in bed and only panted when she couldn't help it occasionally. I used to doubt whether this was just a husband and wife duty that Yi Qianzu had to fulfill in her eyes, but later I didn't think about it anymore. As a top-tier actress, Yi Qianzu pays great attention to body management and has always had a habit of fitness. She has a very strong waist and likes to be on top. I don't have to work hard, and she can still make me happy. What else can I complain about? After the incident, I fell asleep in a daze and heard Yi Qianzu say, Liu Yuyan wants to come to our house tomorrow and asked if I'd like to. Liu Yuyan is the friend who introduced Yi Qianzu and I said without thinking, come on, I shouldn't have to work overtime tomorrow. Yao Qianzu paused for a moment, then nodded expressionlessly. I don't know why I remembered that Daoban post again. Although I didn't think the poster was Yi Qianzu at all, I still subconsciously hugged Yi Qianzu tightly. I was watching videos and saw a blogger filming a joke about being jealous of his pet at home. Fortunately, you didn't do that. But although I like our one very much, it is different from my love for you. I like you the most. Yi Qianzu got into my arms obediently without saying a word. I breathed a sigh of relief, but my heart didn't seem to be as relaxed as I expected. But that's how it is. Yi Qianzu is not a person who cares about these things at all. What love or not, the queen of the film industry has seen so much in the entertainment industry. Isn't marrying me for stability? The next day at noon, Yi Qianzu's assistant came to the company on time to bring me lunch. When I just got married, I casually complained that the food in the company cafeteria was too oily. After that, Yi Qianzu's assistant came to bring me lunch every day at noon. As expected of a high-paid worker, this professional quality is high. Except for the time when Yi Qianzu went to film in other places, we have been married for 3 years without any hindrance. I don't know where her assistant bought the meal, but it's very light and delicious, and it suits my taste very well. I asked the assistant several times, but he was hesitant and wouldn't tell me. My colleague brother Zhang saw me bringing the thermos box back and patted me on the shoulder with a smile. Wang Feng, your wife really cares about you. She asked the assistant to bring me meals every day. The young couples in our department are not as clingy as you. Brother Zhang teased me and said that he made the meal himself, and I believed it. Brother, don't joke with me. My wife is very busy at work. How could she cook for me every day? Although Yi Qianzu has basically only made one movie a year in recent years, her work has gradually shifted to behind-the-scenes investment. Mature women like her should have a stronger sense of professionalism, and I think I understand her very well. On the other side, Xiao Yu, who had just graduated and started working not long ago, also exaggerated, said, Brother Feng, which restaurant did my sister-in-law this meal? It looks delicious. If I eat this kind of food every day, I will have more energy to quarrel with the product manager. Just as a few of us were talking and laughing, a harsh voice suddenly rang out. Wang Feng, are you being kept by a rich woman? Everyone says that your wife is rich and treats you well. Why has she never let us meet her? The person who spoke was Xiao Ran, who joined the company at about the same time as me but was promoted much. Although he always harassed me for no reason, I rarely argued with him. Xiao Yu spoke up for me. Brother Xiao Ran, what you said is too harsh, isn't it? Brother Feng has posted his marriage certificate on his moments, so maybe my sister-in-law is just keeping a low profile. Xiao Ran jumped up and said, even the marriage certificate photo has to be blurred? How ugly it must be. I smiled. My wife is as beautiful as the actress on your computer lock screen. There is a limit to pretending. Xiao Ran rolled his eyes. My lock screen actress is Yi. Who can be as beautiful as Yi? Don't treasure a piece of rich fat meat every day. In my opinion, love is more important than marriage. Anyway, I can't kiss a rich old woman. This is why I rarely get angry with Xiao Ran. He seems to be a fan of Yi Qianzu. I feel very embarrassed, but to be honest, what Xiao Ran said is not entirely wrong. Yi Qianzu seems to have never said that she likes me. It seems that there is indeed a lack of love in our marriage. Somehow, I suddenly felt a little depressed, so I opened a certain firm again to divert my attention. As a result, as soon as I clicked on the Life group, I saw that the familiar cat avatar had posted a new post. The new post was read again and hung high on the homepage. The previous misunderstanding has been resolved. My husband said that compared to cats, he likes me the most. I didn't expect that a post I posted casually would trigger such a huge discussion among everyone. In fact, I felt a little angry at first, but I was only angry at the cat. Afterwards, last night, my husband hugged me and said that he likes me the most. We are so loving in real life. It turned out that I thought too much before. My husband just loves me very much. Sure enough, the comment section below started to scold the poster again and replied with words that the poster didn't like to hear. The poster was completely immersed in her own world. Maybe your performance is not good, and your husband is afraid that you will be sad and comfort you. The poster replied, "No, I insist on yoga and fitness every day after marriage. My husband often loves my figure. We have been married for 3 years and still maintain the frequency of 4 times a week. In fact, all this is the poster's fantasy. The fact is that the poster's husband is a straight male programmer who doesn't care about his appearance and doesn't bother to pay attention to the poster. The poster replied, I know that many people don't have it, so they are jealous of others. The fact is that my husband is smart and handsome, and he is a super programmer. I thought of many ways to pursue my husband at that time. Now I insist on cooking for my husband every noon and night. I feel very happy. My face wrinkled into a ball, and I felt that I could hardly read. I clicked on the poster's homepage and found that she had posted a lot of dynamics showing her before. The accompanying text was extremely cookfist and almost overflowed. Now the post is popular, and a lot of people flocked to her dynamics to complain about her. I was about to close it when the poster posted another update because my husband said the company cafeteria is too greasy. I always cook for myself and have my assistant deliver it. My husband likes the food I cook very much and always asks where my assistant buys it. He is so cute. My husband is a very smart and capable programmer, so of course he has to eat healthily to stay energetic. My hand trembled and I scrolled down. The next picture was a familiar, overly insulated box. Wasn't that the food I was eating? When I got home from get off work at night, I was in a trance. I went through all the updates of the original poster and found many familiar things. The red envelope I gave to Yi Qianzu as a joke when I distributed the year-end bonus. The diamond necklace I gave Yi Qianzu on our wedding anniversary. And the absolutely inedible cake I made on her. My husband made me a cake for my birthday. I usually cook at home, but my husband insisted on making me a cake for my birthday. A large part of the cake was burnt, and there was too much sugar. My husband was unhappy after I took a bite. He scolded me for not taking care of my body and pinched me. It's so hard to be a wife. Someone in the comment section said it looks unpalatable, and the original poster or Yi Qianzu immediately replied to the comment. I let you eat it, and you commented on it. I can no longer deceive myself. This crazy wife is not my movie queen wife. Why has she never shown these things in front of me since we got married? She always looks cold and distant. My mind was extremely confused for a while, and I really wanted to ask someone. Who should I ask? By the way, Liu Ruyan. I remembered that Ikianzu said yesterday that our mutual friend Liu Ruyan was coming to visit our home, and my eyes suddenly lit up. Liu Ruyan was my junior in the same major as me in undergraduate studies. Later, she was discovered by a scout and went to film Man Idol drama, becoming an overnight sensation. She had pursued me vigorously for a period of time, but I politely refused. Liu Ruyan, who was overly lively and clinchy, was really not my cup of tea. She did not pester me, but took a step back and maintained a good friendship with me. Yi Qianzu was later introduced to me by Liu Ruyan. So I have always been very grateful to Liu Ruyan for introducing me to such a virtuous wife. Maybe Liu Ruyan would know something. I went to the mall and bought Liu Ruyan a set of expensive cosmetics, preparing to bribe her and get some words out of her. Who knew that throughout the whole night, I hardly found an opportunity to talk to Liu Ruyan alone. Yi Qianzu seemed to have a sudden outburst of kindness and kept introducing new books to Liu Ruyan at the dinner table. Liu Ruyan said with a bitter face, no, I just came out of Hangdian. I want to take a break for a while. Yi Qianzu glanced at him lightly. You have no ambition. That's why you are still a nobody. Don't you want to transform? I didn't dare to breathe. I instinctively felt that Queen Yi seemed to be in a bad mood today. She held my arm very tight. When you are and left, she couldn't stand it anymore, she complained. Can you to stop showing your affection? Everyone knows that you two are sweet. Last time, her agent asked me about the situation, fearing that your queen you would suddenly conquer Liu or Yuan. Ye Kaienzu glanced at him solemnly. Shut up. Liu or Yuan realized that she seemed to have let something out and immediately coughed and ran away with her cosmetics. When Yi Qianzu finished her shower and buried her head in the quilt, I was sure that she was really in a bad mood. The sapphire stud on the tip of her tongue sparkled in the dark, and I felt like I was about to lose control. When everything was over, I didn't fall asleep as usual, but in the past, even if I occasionally noticed that Yi Qianzu was in a bad mood, she was unwilling to tell me. Is this right between husband and wife? I couldn't help but take out my phone and open a certain banana. The familiar cat avatar appeared on the homepage of the Life group again. I looked at the title and felt my eyes go dark. What should I do if my friend wants to seduce my husband? I looked back at Yi Qianzu, who was already asleep, and trembling, I picked up the phone and swiped it down. The blogger's remarks made my eyes go dark as expected. My friend and I are colleagues. She was my husband's first schoolmate and pursued my husband for a while. Later, my husband and I got married and immediately guarded against her. I introduced her to a lot of good businesses in other places and asked her to appear less around my husband, but she came to my house today as a guest, deliberately sprayed perfume, and wore a very showy skirt. She kept wanting to talk to my husband and had ulterior motives. Who is this describing? Liu Yuan. My big eyes were filled with big doubts. Are Yi Qianzu and I meeting the same person? I didn't pay attention to what Liu Yuan was wearing, and I was only smelling the plum ribs made by Yi Qianzu. I didn't even know that Liu Yuan sprayed perfume. Besides, there were only 3 people in the house, me, Yi Qianzu, and Liu Yuan. Didn't Liu Yuan talk to me except for her? What's more, we didn't say a few words at all. I was amazed by Yi Qianzu's imagination. Netizens were speechless about this crazy cat hid, and they attacked Yi Qianzu crazily in the commentary. Congratulations, your husband is going to fall in love with your friend. The host replied, my husband is not that kind of person. I'm talking about her seducing my husband. Usually, many people want to seduce my husband, and I have been working hard. Many people seduce me. I don't want to read the comments anymore, but this cheap hand still can't control it. It's simply the leader of the Grand Muckle. She thinks her rotten programmer husband is the best in the world, and everyone in the world wants to seduce your husband. The poster replied, what does mean? My husband is really, really good. He is very smart. Many people pursued him when we were in school. Fortunately, I used various methods to find out my husband's preferences, and I also worked hard to tie his heart after marriage. When I was in school, there were many junior and senior students who often wanted to join my projects, but how could there be so many people pursuing me? Besides, I didn't even know Yi Qianzu when I was in school, so who would talk nonsense with her? These posters are like exam taking. If I were your husband, I would also choose a sunny and young junior school girl with mirrors on the bed and under the bed. Unlike other comments that were applied immediately, Ye Qianzu took a long time to reply to this one. My husband said he doesn't like people like her, and although I am a few years older than my friends, I have been working very hard. I lied to my husband before that I had the snake nails for work, but it was actually for the unspeakable scene on the bed just now immediately emerged in my mind. I asked why. She said it was because she wanted to play a rebellious piercer, but I didn't see the snake nail in her mouth from beginning to end of the movie. I quickly turned over this comment and suddenly saw another one. But you are right, I am indeed not the type. My husband, my heart suddenly tightened as if there were needles piercing it. In 2 months, it will be our 3rd anniversary. Why would Yi Qianzu have such thoughts? I'm not the type he likes. Before I met Yi Qianzu, I didn't even know what type I like. I felt distressed and a little annoyed. Why didn't she tell me anything, but would rather post on the forum secretly, causing so many people to scold her? Doesn't the great actress always look at ease? I stared at my phone blankly, and suddenly a low voice came from behind me. Husband, what are you doing? I subconsciously closed my phone. I must not let Lee Kyung-soo know that I saw her rub it. She usually doesn't even want to reveal these thoughts to me. If she knew that she was exposed, I'm afraid she would start to have wild thoughts again. I stuffed my phone under the pillow. No, let me check the time. I turned around, hugged Ye Kyung-soo's head, touched her hair from time to time, and asked softly, Wife, are you hiding anything from me? You know, I like you very much, so no matter what it is, you can tell me. I hinted wildly, but Ikianzu just shook her head, kissed the side of my neck, restrained like all my name, and said nothing else. I couldn't help but feel a little disappointed. Why? What is the reason that makes Yaitsu look completely different in front of me and online? Does she really think I cheated? I observed Yi Kyunzu for a whole week, but no matter how I hinted, she always kept a cold and calm look in front of me, saying little and being indifferent. But turning around, Cat Head is still crazy about showing affection and being spoiled on the internet. The lunch boxes made by Yi Kyunzu herself appear on my desk on time every day, but when I hinted to Yi Kyunzu that lunch is delicious, she only said lightly, really? But I'm not sure. It seems that this assistant is pretty good. I frowned, speechless, and murmured, Is this the legendary cold face to wash underwear? What cold face? Whoever dares to give you a cold face, I won't eat him. You, and pushed her sunglasses to her forehead and sat down in front of me. Hurry up and sit down. The meal I invited you today is really expensive. Also, didn't you want my boss's WeChat before? I will introduce you to him this week. I looked painful. Why? And said, Why are you so kind all of a sudden? Is it because your wife showed off her affection in front of me that day and you decided to compensate my fragile heart on behalf of Yi Ying-hoo? I smiled awkwardly. I want to ask you something about Yi Kian-su. Why and widened her eyes. You two live together every day, and you ask me. I took a deep breath. Why did you suddenly introduce Yu Kianzu to me at that time? Is there really someone in her family urging her to get married? Why and paused. After sending Why away, I sat alone in the restaurant for a long time. From An's mouth, I heard for the first time many things that I knew nothing about in the past. Ikianzu actually started planning to get married so early, but I didn't notice it for nearly 3 years. Is it really just because Ikianzu's acting is so good? Or is it because I don't care about her enough and even let her have no sense of security so that she dare not even reveal her true side to me? I used to think of myself as independent. I thought that Ikianzu's taciturn and self-reliance was nothing. I almost never asked Ikianzu to do anything for me, and because I thought Ikianzu must put her career first, I understood her on my own. But the fact is that this is probably not the marriage life that Ikianzu imagined. I took a deep breath and dialed Ikianzu's phone number, a number I rarely dialed in the past 3 years. Wife, I'm meeting out. Are you free to pick me up? I regretted it a little after broadcasting it because I suddenly remembered that she seemed to be discussing cooperation with a big director this afternoon in a phone call with her assistant before she went out. But Ikianzo agreed immediately. This is the first time I tried to trouble her. Ikianzo arrived soon. This restaurant is a private membership system, and it is well concealed. Yi Kanzu wore an neatly cut dress and her hairstyle seemed to be carefully groomed. She didn't wear a mask, and her exquisite and perfect facial features were completely exposed. It seems that I rarely look at her so seriously. It's like the first time I fall in love, my heart is pounding. Yi Kwanzaa held my hand. Honey, this seems to be the first time you call me to pick you up. Her voice is steady, but I find that the palm holding my hand is wet. So cute. Sitting on the passenger seat of Yi Qianzu, I rarely check the messages in the work group, but look at her seriously. The light shines on her profile, beautiful as a sculpture. I couldn't help it, picked up my phone and took a picture. Can you send it to me? Yakanzu didn't look at me, her hands tapping the steering wheel unconsciously. If I want to post it on Weibo, would you mind? Don't you never post life photos on social media? I suddenly shut up halfway through the sentence. After all, with the curly cat head, I have posted countless photos on a certain platform. You can send it. I put my hand on Yi Qianzu's thigh and said tentatively, I think what I did in the past was not very good. Not sure if I should say it. But I gritted my teeth and said it. Can I trouble you more in the future? Do you want me to do more for me? Yi Qianzu shuddered suddenly, and I watched her ears turn red in an instant. The green light turned red, and she tightly wrapped my hand on her thigh. Okay. Yi Qianzu was a little anxious today, not like a cold and arrogant sister-in-law, but so was I. Almost as soon as I entered the house, she hugged me and kissed me. I pushed her lightly go to the room. Yikar Anzu was stripped naked in an instant, but my shirt on the upper body was still meticulous. So exciting. I just put my arms around her neck, but a piercing ring suddenly came. Yikar cut off the ring without even looking at it, but the next second the same ring rang again. I interrupted her action of turning off the phone. Please answer it in case something important happens. Then, the panicked voice of the agent Sister Chen came from the phone. Qianzu, it's bad, Mr. Wang and Liu are Y and Werf photographed. I was shocked and just wanted to explain, but I was blocked by Yi Qianzu's crazy kiss. Her phone was thrown on the ground and the picture on the screen was frozen on the hot search. You are Y and I were kissing sideways on the roadside. The damn paparazzi's superb borrowed shots were really unparalleled. The fact is, there was a full meter between Liu Ruy and me. Yi Qianzu is always gentle in bed, but today she was a little fierce. She buried her face in my clavicle and twisted her waist wildly. Suddenly, I felt a chill in my chest and my heart trembled suddenly. Are you crying? Except on the screen, I have never seen Yi Qianzu cry. Why don't you dislike the clingy type like Liu Ruy? Yi Qianzu hugged me tightly, her whole body shaking. Didn't you say that you like common cold people? I know you don't like me that much. After we got married, you never asked me to do anything and never told others about it. Even the cat at home could be touched by you a few more times. I have tried very hard to restrain myself and want to act as if I don't like you that much, but I really. Ye Qianzu's breathing became rapid, and suddenly she changed the subject and spoke faster and faster. I'm sorry, husband. Now you know that I'm not what you thought when we got married. You must hate my personality. But I can change. I can continue to be like before. If you like Liu Ruin's idiot personality, I can pretend to be that way. If you like young people, if you want to try with others, that's fine too. Yi Qianzu swallowed hard, but you want to go home, okay? Please don't divorce me. Others can't take good care of you. They don't know what you like to eat, the mouse you like to use, that you are picky about coffee, and the way you like in bed. The more I talk, the more outrageous it becomes. I sighed. Why are you talking nonsense? I never said I was going to get a divorce. I hugged her hard. I like you, Yi Qianzu. I only like you. I only like you no matter what I look like. I like you. I don't have any type I like. I just like it because it's you. Yi Qianzu trembled all over and said slowly, I don't believe it. When Ruy was chasing you, you clearly told her that you don't like those who talk too much, those who stick to you every day, and those who like you say you like mature and noble sisters, those who talk less. I grabbed my hair randomly. That's not to reject her. At that time, I didn't know what I like. I looked at Yi Qianzu's eyes seriously. I only knew what I like after meeting you. I just like you. Yi Qianzu lowered her eyes. But the me you like is just me pretending to be me, but it is actually not that perfect at all. I could no longer bear it, so I simply spent the can and took a deep breath. Actually, I saw your account. She froze as if she was struck by lightning. I saw you being jealous on a certain page. I saw you posting the meals you made for me every day. I saw you showing off your affection. I curled my lips and held up Yi Qianzu's beautiful face. But I just think my wife is so cute. I know what you look like, and I still like you very, very much. Yi Qianzu seemed to be completely unable to move. Her face was wreathed from her ears to the base of her neck. I patted her face and asked softly, do you still want to pretend to be calm and cold now? You are Ruy and I have nothing. If it weren't for you or Ruy, when would you let me know that you have liked me since I was in school? My family forced me to get married. My friends introduced me. Yi Kanzu lay in my arms, her voice muffled. Husband, I kiss Yi Qianzu's mouth gently. She held my shoulders tightly and murmured, I'm sorry, I shouldn't doubt you, I shouldn't be jealous. I'll let Sister Xiao deal with the hot search right away. Husband, you are so nice. I really like you very, very much. I like you the most. The first time I heard Yi Qianzu say this, it was a bit lust-induced. I said embarrassedly, I am also wrong. This is my first marriage, and I always feel embarrassed to bother you. Yi Qianzu stared at me. How many times do you want to get married? I felt her body temperature burning and a little smoky, and I couldn't help wanting to continue some real emotional exchanges. At this moment of satisfaction, misunderstandings resolved, and mutual understanding, it would be a pity not to do this and that hard. But just when I turned her over and pressed her down, her cell phone suddenly rang again. Yi Qianzu pressed the hand-free button. Sister Xiao, Mr. Wang and I have to deal with the hot searches as soon as possible. She paused for a second and said in a light tone, those are all fake. My husband only loves me. Qianzi. Sister Zhao shivered. Don't worry about that for now. There's a bigger one coming. Sister Zhao's voice was a little broken. Why did you post that kind of post on a certain platform? It turned out that the photo of Yi Qianzu I took today was posted by her on Weibo, and the photo showed the diamond necklace I gave her. As luck would have it, there is only one of this necklace in the world. The netizens with sharp eyes found out that this necklace is exactly the same as the one posted by a certain pretty wife who has recently become famous in a certain life group on Weibo. The sky fell, and Yi Ying, whose pretty wife, immediately became the #1 hot search on Weibo. The following hot search terms are my husband is a programmer, a certain band pretty wife, and Yi Qian's custom necklace. I pinched Yi Qianzu hard. Will this really not affect your career? The cold and beautiful actress is actually the husband's treasure girl. Just thinking about it makes me feel that Weibo is going to explode. Yi Qianzu suddenly smiled. She is so beautiful with superior bone structure and picturesque eyebrows and eyes. When she smiled like this, I immediately softened my head. Yi Qianzu's voice was gentle, and she was in a very good mood, which was visibly visible to the naked eye. So you have always been worried about affecting my career. I thought you thought I was shameless. Well, now I have completely lost my temper. She is so cute like this. At this moment, I suddenly realized mature and cold, personality filter, taciturn and independent. In fact, it doesn't matter as long as it's Yi Qianzu. I can't help but love her. I never love a specific type, but a specific person. Perhaps from the moment I met Yi Qianzu on the first blind date, everything was destined. Otherwise, how could I, a marriage-phobic workaholic, be willing to agree to a flash marriage? If you really want to make it public. I looked at Yi Qianzu staring at me without blinking, and my heart was sour. Then make it public. I smiled and said, she is not afraid of being discovered as a little wife even by you, a queen of the screen. Maybe I should be braver. Yi Qianzu kissed me. Wang Feng, I love you so much. I pretended to be indifferent. We are an old couple, I know. After a pause, I spoke again, but I love you too. Yi Qianzu's body suddenly stiffened and her shoulders trembled slightly. The next second, he took out his mobile phone as if he was afraid that I would regret it. I was still savoring the intimacy we had just had, but when I glanced at her screen, I was instantly petrified. I was furious. Can you change the text? What the hell is my husband is a programmer?